Slow your roll. Slow your roll. What was the name of that guard? The guy from The Witcher?
Geralt, the main character? Or?
No.
Oh,
Aldrin! Aldrin!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Vicktaru and I'm out of beer.
And he's out of beer. And I'm Fico and this was my dinner.
I'm telling this guy he can eat anything he wants and he eats one
Special
bar,
K, but I'm on a diet, but I'm not gonna make him bust out of pots and pans and cook and clean afterwards. No.
You missed my fettuccine shrimp Milano yesterday, man.
With the
tomato cream sauce.
Tomato cream sauce.
Shit was balling out of control.
Sauce.
So, we're going to talk about the games that we're looking forward to coming up.
You're sort of command already, so that's good. You're taking command.
Yeah,
that's
only
good.
games that have been announced. That's the rule.
Yes.
No games that have not been announced yet. So
Yes.
you can't talk about the new Super Smash Bros. And the Wii U.
So basically, we're going to talk about the games they did show, not all the games that Nintendo didn't show or even mention. None. So what we'll do is we'll go through maybe system-wise and then just overall, or do you just want to mention the games, like the top 5? Or like?
I don't think I have the ability to go through system-wise.
No, that'd be a bit too much to think.
Especially since a lot of them are cross-platform.
Yeah.
We already talked about Watch Dogs a lot during the Nintendo video at the very end of it. So I think we could bypass Watch Dogs, but Watch Dogs is the best part of E3.
Is definitely
the best game
in the best game. It already got a bunch of best of show ribbons all around its booth. It definitely came out of nowhere, and it's the only game that I can think of that for now that they didn't actually mention that it was going to be talked about at all. So nobody knew about Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs blew everybody's minds away, and I think that's why it got best of show. Yeah. Like we spoke, it reminds us a lot of Deus Ex, and that's one of our favorite games. And in spite the last Deus Ex game, which I really liked the last
Human Revolution
Deus.
was good. We just don't talk about the second Deus Ex game. I actually forget what it's even called at this point.
Invisible War?
Yes!
Invisible War.
We just don't talk about Invisible War.
Invisible War was a game I couldn't even run on my computer. But I believe I can run it now. Maybe I'll just do it when I just want to...
No.
No, don't want to.
No, you don't want to. Just pretend it doesn't exist. There's Deus Ex and Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Deus Ex.
And that's the series.
Alright, one of my most anticipated games is Borderlands 2. Borderlands is one of my favorite games, period.
Amazing.
Borderlands is a game I'm still currently playing on Steam. I've got Noah, a friend of mine, a former co-worker of his, hooked. Yeah, and he's
co-worker of yours.
Yeah, still co-worker of mine. And really good friend, and I go to his house like almost every week. No, it's not almost every week. I go to his house every week, like twice at the least. And he's always playing Borderlands. He's always in the Mad Moxie's Underdome, and now this new Borderlands game. It's much more refined. It's got more to do. The weapons look amazing. The graphics look really much improved. They got the art style down. Yeah. The story is crazy as hell. Yeah. So I can't wait. I'm definitely pre-ordering it to see that 5th class. And they did show the assassin class and the soldier class, and they're really good.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited about like the psychic girl class. I forget exactly.
Oh yeah, the siren. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. My one thing, and I don't know if this has been announced yet or not. I haven't seen it be announced yet, but please drop GameSpy for the multiplayer. Please. They are okay.
For PC, it's Steamworks.
Thank you.
It's Steamworks.
Thank you.
They're not doing GameSpy. They already learned their lesson. It's a crappy way to get online.
Horrible.
And if you go to Borderlands, I think they wrote a love letter that you don't need to do port forwarding anymore to do that. And they added a bunch of technical stuff for PC gamers.
Very nice.
So you're gonna love it for the PC.
I'm looking forward to it.
You're gonna definitely love it.
Borderlands 2 a lot.
Games, Tomb Raider.
Yep.
I loved Tomb Raider last year, and I think I love it even more this year. So Tomb Raider is another one of those games.
They started showing more gameplay.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was that the gameplay still looked just as good as what we've been seeing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we weren't disappointed the first time we saw it.
Yeah.
And then when we're seeing it again, with people actually playing it, it's like, oh my god, this is real gameplay. Yes, we're actually seeing this game. This is gonna be what we're gonna get when we get it when it comes out, and that is
and wonderful looking.
Yeah, it's like we mentioned before. It's like it's pretty aggressively good, and Lara bleeds for you.
Yes,
appreciate that. She's finally bleeding for you people.
A moment of shameless self-promotion here. I've not done a new video in a while. I'm going to start again, and this is inspiring me to.
Plug.
I am going to start with a Wait I Own That Xenoclash, because everybody needs to be excited about Xenoclash 2 coming out. Yes. That is a game needs hype on it.
Please do a Wait I Own That. Do that and show people Xenoclash and what the big deal with Xenoclash is. A lot of companies have tried to do the first-person bare-knuckle fighting. Chronicles of Riddick does it really good, but Xenoclash...
They pulled it off with an indie developer.
With
an original style title.
Yeah.
And the game looks very tribal. Yeah. Wonderful story. Yeah. The story of having to kill father, mother, the beloved patriarch / matriarch of this entire tribal organization. It is.
The characters are bizarre.
Amazing, gorgeous, original, everything you want from an indie title.
And it's cheap too.
Yeah.
It's cheap too.
Steam Summer Sales coming soon. Look for it because everyone should play it. It's like a 7-hour game. It's not even that long.
A really short game.
And you can get it for $2 and change, $5, something like that. Blow through it 7 hours and be ready for Xenoclash 2 because it is going to be amazing.
But because we own it, we'll show it. No, he'll show it.
I will show it.
He's gonna show it because he's the one that's got that show. I might steal his idea.
Go for it, man. There's plenty of games out there.
Yeah. So but that Wait I Own That Xenoclash is coming. So watch it. It's gonna be cool. Yeah. Can't wait to see it. Wish we could do
speaking of
collaboration
speaking of any developers and titles that people need to be aware of. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is at E3 at all, but Amnesia: The Machine of Pigs is announced. Have you played Amnesia: The Dark Descent?
There's another Amnesia game?
There's another Amnesia
game. The what?
The Machine of Pigs.
The Machine of Pigs? Where's Ted Pig?
Ted Pig is back in my room.
Oh! Ted Pig!
For anyone who doesn't
Machine of Pigs, like Ted Pig.
For anyone who's been living in a closet, basically.
Amnesia's a really scary game. It was indie developed.
Yeah, probably the scariest game ever made.
The makers of Penumbra.
Yes.
And Penumbra Overture, they made probably the...
Stop and think about it. Can you think of a scarier game than Amnesia?
No.
I can't. No. I love horror games.
No.
I love
genuinely horror scaring the hell out of you games. Yes. There's no game, not even Silent Hill.
I love horror.
Not even Silent Hill, and that's a pretty scary...
It's a very scary game.
Very scary game.
I love horror everything. Games, movies, books. I don't think I've ever experienced horror
Amnesia is different.
Scarier than Amnesia.
So totally different.
Amnesia is horrifying.
Yeah.
Most people, and this is another 7-hour game, most people don't even make it through the game. A 7-hour game, they can't do it. No. They just cannot get themselves to finish the game.
No, and it's not because of difficulty.
No, it's
not like Dark Souls that is like you're going to die.
I mean, if you're not, I mean, it's got cool puzzles in it. I mean, if you're special, maybe you don't beat it, but
because the game's atmosphere is just so.
Yeah, it's not
horrifying.
It's not
horrifying.
It's not jump out shots.
No, it's not just jump scares or nothing. It's like from the moment you start the game till you end the game, it is horrifying. And I did not know about the
The
Machine of Pigs?
The
Machine of Pigs.
What is this game even gonna be? The Machine of Pigs.
The Machine of Pigs.
That's creepy. That's disturbing.
You think it's sort of like Cthulhu-ish, the first one, because you sort of gotten this crossing over between those.
The first one is kind of Lovecraftian.
Very, very macabre-ish.
Yeah.
But now we're getting one. It's called The Machine of Pigs.
Now.
So, how do they... But they didn't show anything, did they?
No, they have not shown any gameplay yet. It's been very hush-hush.
Ah, well, then...
They've released the title.
That doesn't count.
They've announced it's coming out.
But that does. But they didn't show anything. But is it coming out this year? Or
I think it's coming out this year. It's planned to come out this
year. There we go. Okay.
Look for it, people.
Okay.
Look for it.
Beyond.
Yes.
Beyond.
As we spoke about in the Sony video.
Two Souls.
It looks so good.
Beyond Two Souls, the next Quantic Dream game, that was definitely on my radar. Was not on my radar until I saw the Sony conference, and wow. That was a very beautiful gameplay showing of what they did. And it definitely, I cannot wait for the story of how it's going to be. Covering the story, how you're going to be following this one person.
For like 15 years of their life.
For 15 years of your
amazing.
Life. You know what I mean? You get something like Eternal Darkness where you're following all these people in history covering this. They're all interconnected together.
Soon you will learn madness as I have.
Yeah. But then you get a game like Heavy Rain where you're controlling 4 characters and you basically determine the outcome of this murder mystery thriller, and it ends in many ways, but that in itself was revolutionary. I don't recall a character following a character
for that long.
Yeah. Like, wow. You're definitely gonna feel something with this character.
This isn't Zelda Ocarina of Time, where as great as that game is, you jump from 9 years old to 20 years old.
You're jumping into you don't see the journey.
This character for the whole 15 years.
You don't see the journey. That would be really cool. Yeah. Follow every year Link is
that would be awesome.
Getting into fights with the chicken.
I was talking about something I wasn't so excited about. When did Dead Space 3 decide it was going to drop horror and become Space Marines the game? What is the deal with that?
I noticed that too, and I really honestly hope that it does not become like Resident Evil 5, which I love that game.
But that Resident Evil 4,
but the tone just was a complete 180 from what they normally do. And
Dead Space. Here's the thing: Resident Evil was not doing a good job of this anymore. They needed to change. Dead Space is still doing a good job of being.
The second game was scarier than the first one.
Dead Space is a great job.
Dead Space 2 was like a game that to this day I almost won't never play it in the evenings because it's so scary. The sound, it just frightens you. But Dead Space 3, all I saw from it, I liked what I saw.
It was cool they have multiplayer, but all they show was 4 people fighting a giant monster. I'm
not so excited because I think they just gave up to to the gods of the multiplayer. Dead Space was never to me a game where I was
thinking about multiplayer at all.
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's like one of those modes where why do you need to have a multiplayer? I was skeptical at first with Mass Effect and the multiplayer, but I play that more than I did the single player mode. I love it because it works. But Dead Space, I don't know. If it adds to the story, maybe. If it's not like a multiplayer, it's like you're just Red Isaac.
As it doesn't detract from the story.
As long as the mood, the tone, and the pace is just as good as the others. Because the story, I'm intrigued. I'm actually really intrigued about this marker and this religion.
Yeah.
That I forgot the name of it, but these guys are freaks.
Yeah, they're crazy.
You know? They're like Scientologists gone
steroids.
Crazy, like on
crazy.
steroids.
They're
like,
Scientologists on the Scarecrow from Batman's drugs.
Yeah.
Now,
they're not. Yeah.
Speaking of the multiplayer thing in Mass Effect, I think the smartest thing for BioWare was the fact that they kept all lips sealed on Mass Effect. Because as much as this gentleman here has already made his video about the fact that he doesn't dislike the Mass
we
Effect
both
ending,
did videos about the ending, but I think his is more in depth.
but regardless, most people are really were really angry about the ending. People more or less let it down now, and that was smart because if you continue talking about it, if you bring it up in E3,
you're going to make people mad.
Yeah,
you're going to make people remind them that you didn't get an ending that they wanted.
Exactly. You're going to remind the people of why they're upset in the first place.
Yeah.
You keep your mouth shut in Mass Effect 3. You let the ending DLC quietly
It is going to happen, but you don't need to remind it in E3. You don't need to bubble the controversy again.
Talk about Star Wars Tour like they did, which is a game that a lot of the fans are feeling that needs more. So you talk about the more you're going to give them. You keep the Mass Effect thing quiet. They didn't even talk about the Omegas. Everyone knows they're planning an Omega DLC where you try to retake Omega and so forth. They kept quiet and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
It's good not to bring that up because you don't want people going back into that anthill.
They're going to bring it eventually. And BioWare's smart. They know what they're doing. They've never let me down, at least.
I've been let down a few times.
He's been let down.
They have...
They have
a strong enough...
Dragon Age 2.
Yes, they have a strong enough track record, though, that I'm not, furious with them or anything like that.
The things that they did won't make you hate them.
They'll just make you a little,
But there's things... It was like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, BioWare...
I think their choice was smart.
Those decisions have made them sort of, giving Bethesda a good boost for their confidence. Dawnguard.
Which actually wasn't even what I was going to mention. The Elder Scrolls Online gameplay footage looked good. It looked good. It was a little more stylistic.
An MMO for Elder Scrolls. I thought that was a great idea. From the beginning. Because I love the worlds.
I was furious at first.
The worlds are amazing.
The world's amazing, but
I think at the same time, you'd be like, now you're doing MMO, you're going to introduce the social aspects of this.
It wasn't even that. MMO gameplays are designed to burn you out, and they're designed to be very follow the path.
Yeah.
And I
was
afraid of that.
Yeah, so.
But when they announced when they showed the gameplay footage, and they were talking about the game, they talked about how they wanted it to be an Elder Scrolls game still. So they talked about how they would give you a path of where you could go, but like any Elder Scrolls game, you could go anywhere you wanted. They weren't going to be like, well, we're just going to throw X level monsters here, so you can't go here until you're that level for that zone.
Right.
So you can go explore randomly, find a cave, and they said what they would do instead of having quest hubs, they said for their game series, no quest hubs would work. So you would go find, let's say, a dungeon. You would, let's say, kill all the vampires in the dungeon, and then when you kill all the vampires and got out because you're done exploring, maybe the spirit of someone killed by the vampires would come up and posthumously, I guess it's not posthumous, the vampires die, I guess, so we'll say posthumously, or oh, thank you for rescuing us, even though you didn't know you had to come here to rescue us. Let me give you this quest you just completed by exploring on your own and checking this place out. That excited me. When they said that's how they're going to do it.
A big of the bulk of Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, it's exploration.
Overall, it's just getting lost in the game. When you find things you didn't mean to find, and you find them, it's always rewarding in a game like Elder Scrolls.
That's what excited me. So I was actually afraid of that game until they made that announcement, talked about it. Now I'm actually excited about Elder Scrolls Online. So that was really awesome also.
It is pretty cool. I mean, I was like, I don't know if you want to become another...
You don't want to be another WoW clone.
You don't want to be another WoW clone.
That you don't want.
But then again, you don't want to get labeled a WoW clone. You can get labeled as a WoW clone right before you don't have a chance.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that that they, because of WoW. But anyway, what are the games?
I think
there are other games like Pikmin 3. We spoke about
I think
earlier.
that might be all the games that we didn't go over in some of the other things. I'm not positive. I think that might be it.
There are probably others because there are a ton of games that go into like Dust 514,
Star Wars 1313.
Star Wars 1313.
Yes. Want.
Bounty Hunter.
Star Wars
For life.
1313 looks so
For life.
Good. So good.
I'm thinking of other games. I saw a really cool Unreal Tech.
The Unreal Engine demo?
Unreal Engine 4
Yes.
again. So I can't wait to see what the next gen for that brings.
That's another thing that PC is going to see long before the consoles do. Like, the consoles will use it, but they won't use half the tools that are shown out there because they don't have the hardware for it. Oh, speaking of hardware, what do you think of the form factor of the Wii U? The Wii U, I'm kind of curious about it. I really wish they would give more hardware specs. I know they won't, but it's so small. Now, when you have a small form factor, you can only fit so powerful a hardware in there. In fact, for all the console gamers out there, I'm going to go show you something real quick.
Yeah, the form factor of the Wii U, it still looks as small as he comes back. It still looks as small as the Wii, but the fact that it could do like 3 times more powerful than your regular 360, that would be actually kind of...
This is a video card.
Yeah.
This is a nice video card when I bought it. It's burnt out now, so it's no good at the moment. But you see how large this is.
Yeah.
The actual video card is just this thin green wafer you see here. The rest of this is all fan and heatsink. You see the tubing here. This is the heatsink. The fan on top. You don't really see this much.
A lot of real estate. It takes a lot of real estate.
Because console gamers, you don't really open your boxes very often.
No, you won't see
People who
what's
mess with
inside
their
the box.
PCs.
If you try, your warranty is voided, so screw you. Yeah, so
people who get into their consoles and people who are familiar with PCs know this is where your game power comes from right here.
Yeah.
So when I see the Wii U and how small it is, I wonder how powerful can it actually be, because you can't fit this into the Wii U and still fit the optical drive and everything else. It's too large.
It would look like a 360.
So you need to be able to make the Wii U.
Small.
Yeah, the Wii U has
factor.
to be using small hardware without a lot of fan systems. Now, it's a possibility that they have the graphics card, the memories, probably a really small chip, because those are all custom, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
And, their optical drive, and then just a large fan system. But it's questionable of how much they're going to be able to have there.
Yeah, definitely. So it's impressive. I mean, when they always done with giving us like good games in small packages. When you see Pikmin in HD, you wonder just how incredible, what a job they must have done to compress all that.
Yeah,
in a
that
small
size.
But again, that goes into the tech part that not a lot of people care about. But then again, it would have been great if they had just mentioned something. But that's backtracking.
Yeah, there's
backtracking back into Nintendo. But overall, I mean, Devil May Cry, the DMC.
Yes, the
DMC.
reboot.
Nobody is talking about it because, like, Dante wears his white hair, blah blah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out here right now.
I like it.
I'm gonna throw this out here right now. I'm gonna get even more unpopular with this one. I just like my unpopularity is just gonna build here. I'm not.
Ted Pig is not happy.
I'm not a goth emo kid. I don't care about Dante having long blonde punkish hair.
Nobody
and his
cares
shirt
about
open
Dante,
and,
really.
Oh, I'm Dante.
Nobody really cares about Dante. Dante is cool, but
give me a game with a good, solid combat engine, and I'll be happy. Devil May Cry was always fun. It was always cool.
And it looks as though...
But the game was... Like, the first one was too easy. Then the second one comes out, and they go over the top trying to overcompensate for it to the point where they have to make a special edition to fix it. And just give me a good, solid combat engine where I can beat the game without dying if I'm really careful, but it's going to be challenge all
Anarchy
the way.
Reigns
And I'll die if I'm not super careful.
Anarchy Reigns is a game that might have a solid fighting
engine to it.
And Bayonetta's in it.
Yes.
And Lollipop Chainsaw.
Which I had.
What about Suda's? Like, what would we forget? Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yes.
You can't forget about Miss Summers and the Saint Romeo Nights.
And how about
Pride of
Zombie U? Using the
Zombie
Wii U controller as like your backpack to pull out your shotgun, and then you have to react and shoot the shotgun in time.
I can see the glider next to me.
It's gonna be
glider next to me. So
trying to go between your Wii U screen and then the actual gameplay.
There's a scanner. You can detect the zombies. You could literally just shake them off. It's like it's a survival game.
Yeah,
and it doesn't look half bad either.
No, it looks really good. I'm actually might be more excited than that than Resident Evil 6, to be honest. I just might be. Because I know...
Don't make me go get 10 Pig.
At the end of the day...
Let me get Tech Pig.
At the end of the day, I know what Resident Evil 6 is going to give me at the end of the day. Zombie U could give me a new experience.
Zombie U could give you a new experience.
Exactly.
But... again, because Resident Evil 6, as good as it looks, I'm not sure if it's going to be too scary. I do hope that the atmosphere goes back down to, like... It'll be a chilling experience.
Remember how good Resident Evil 5 looked?
Yes.
Remember how not as good Resident Evil 5 was? I mean, it wasn't bad, but compared to how it looked. Yeah.
Compared to how it really... And it looks amazing on my PC.
Yeah.
It runs really beautiful. DirectX 10. But it's not a scary game.
And
it's basically Resident Evil 4 with... an AI with an AI assistant,
a retarded AI.
She would pick up stuff and give me ammunition. She would help. She's not that retarded.
She's retarded.
More than Ashley. More than Ashley
doesn't fight with you though. She's a protector thing, and she's only there for.
You're basically walking her around to protect her, but Sheva helps.
Sheva helps by using your ammo stupidly.
Chris, nice one!
I'm out of bullets!
Nice one!
I'm out of bullets all the time.
I need help!
Like, Sheva, shut up.
I need help!
And then she'll go off somewhere and get killed, and then you have to start over because she dies.
Sheva!
I just hope 6 is better.
It is going to be better.
I'm sure it will be.
It'll be better because you cannot have a game... where it goes back to the beginning, where you give us Chris and Leon and Ada and Cheryl and
Wesker's son
and Wesker's boy, and not make this a more epic game. We're going back to the beginning. We're not doing Mangini. We're not doing Ouroboros. We're not doing Las Plagas. We're doing T-Virus. Ouroboros may. I don't know if Ouroboros.
It's in there.
It's in there. Well, Ouroboros is in there, but of course, because the zombies are there, this means
TG virus.
TG virus.
TNG virus. I'm hoping that they get some G virus stuff in there because I would love to see Lickers come back.
I would love to hear a little more.
It's actually they had Lickers in Part 5. But that's because they found that old school Umbrella facility. You can't have T-Virus in Lickers. T-Virus were the hunters. The froggy things. You don't have G-Virus if you're going to have Lickers. So I hope to see G-Virus come back, because Lickers would be cool to have.
That would be really nice to see take on somebody with G-Virus, getting another...
Like the Professor at the end of Resident Evil 2.
Birkin.
Well, at the end of the first Resident Evil 2 playthrough. Yeah, Birkin. Because the second part of it, then you have the new Tyrant.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Freaking Tyrant.
I'm going to say for the record, that Tyrant in Resident Evil 2 I like more than Nemesis.
He was menacing. He looked like had a blank expression.
Exactly.
But
Nemesis is cool.
But Nemesis was like...
And that was cool, and the charging was cool, but the fact that the guy from Part 2 was like, he wouldn't say shit.
Nothing.
And he'd just walk at you with a slow walk.
And he'd be like a bruise. You don't know when he drops down.
Well, the best part is when you go into this room, solve a puzzle. You come out of the room, walk the corner around, and he breaks through the freaking wall. And he's just like...
You do feel like you gotta survive against Nemesis, but Nemesis looks a little more... I mean, he's got a rocket launcher for an arm.
He's more human.
Yeah,
he talks, he runs, he uses
you know
weapons.
that he was something else, but this thing you could definitely.
This thing is like
it's like you don't know what it's thinking.
This menacing,
you don't know what it's
hulk of a
thinking.
creature coming at me,
yeah,
and it will not stop. And I'm putting bullets in it, and it doesn't care, and it's just walking.
This thing is just whatever.
And you're just like I need to put it down before it gets to me, because if it gets to me, this is probably gonna be really freaking bad.
I think the last game that I'm more excited about is would have to be, I mean, because I'm excited for Halo 4 and I'm excited for Gears because it's one of my favorite franchises on the Xbox. The Last of Us.
Yes, The Last of Us.
The Last of Us is the last game you saw in the Sony conference, and I think it wowed me. I want to know more of The Last of Us. I want to know more of the gameplay, which it was more like show don't tell, but they did everything showing. They didn't explain how they made the main character do that. I'd like to know. But The Last of Us is a Naughty Dog's next like really big Sony IP. So,
and I think I'll throw my hat in for my last title to call out for the night and say Castlevania.
Black Ops.
No. Castlevania Lord of Shadows.
The DS, the 3DS game. The Lords of Shadow, the Dark Mirror game is...
They did a pretty good job with the last Castlevania game. But
they didn't show anything on the conference, but the post-conference.
But the idea is that they have a chance now to improve what they did before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm very excited for that one, too, because, I mean, I love Castlevania. And, it does look like it has an interesting story in it, too. Going back to Belmont's.
Yeah.
And it, well, I mean, the one that came out on the PS3 and Xbox was good. I liked it. A lot of people hated it for some reason.
It has some exploration issues, but these issues can be fixed in the future now. So going forward, you can just make better games.
This is an improvement.
Exactly.
This is an improvement. And this is a game that's coming out for 3DS.
Yep.
Exclusive for now, I think. I don't know how you could adapt it to something else.
Yeah,
but,
no, I'm pretty sure it's going to be exclusive.
But it's been very exciting. Very exciting. I mean, I like the Mario games, but it's more of the same new Super Mario Brothers, which is not a problem for me. But... I like to see the next game where you're going to be like, the next Mario Galaxy. I mean, we went from Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy. Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen after that.
Yes.
What is going to be the next Mario game that's going to blow our minds the way those games did?
That's going to be a tale for another E3.
But that would be like, anticipation. What I would love in like a wish list.
Yeah.
So, wow, it is late.
I think that's all.
And that is all we could muster for E3.
I think so.
I think it's a mission accomplished.
Plenty of content for you all, ladies and gentlemen at home.
So, these videos, what I'm thinking doing is, I'm going to just post one video at a time. Like, start with the intro and the one that we first did. Yep. Then, another day I'll do the Sony one. Then another day we'll do the Nintendo one. And then we'll end with this one. And you can find them either on my channel, Fico's Gaming Mind, or Vicktaru's channel.
I look for more content from both of us.
Huh?
I look for more content from both of us.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like you saw, he's gonna do Wait, I own that for Xeno Clash.
Definitely.
And I am still gonna be doing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I've been showing you guys a lot of Rebellion Pack stuff. I've showed them Firebase, Goddess, and Jade, and I haven't showed them the new characters because I haven't unlocked them yet, but I hope I'm trying to do that. So, but yeah, I mean, just look forward to a lot of different stuff coming from us because we like doing what we do. We like doing videos. Spend a whole evening talking to a camera. That shows you how much we love this. You can show you're seeing him for the first time on YouTube. So
not behind my computer.
Not behind his computer and his dangerous keyboard clacking, and he clicks that like a mouse. He's a diamond player. No, platinum.
Platinum player.
Platinum player.
I'm working on diamond. I might get it next season.
Maybe.
I had over 50% win ratio, well over, so I might get it when next season opens. We'll see.
He'll be on MLG Orlando this year, so not playing.
I will play.
But you know what?
Masters.
Can you? Is that all sold out already, or
not Orlando?
Not Orlando.
I went last year to.
I would like to see that place. I mean,
was
is that like during the week or is that on the weekend?
It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
I might have to. I'm probably. If I get a better camera, I might go. But
I went last year and it was jaw dropping.
Nice. MLG.
Yep.
You didn't think you could make money playing video games.
Now you know.
You're so sad. The people who still think that it was like. Saw this really cool video.
Hard,
well, she bought a house.
It's hard though.
It is hard.
Very few people.
It's like being a. They say it's like they don't like the term esports or cyber athlete or, but think about it.
Esports is the catchphrase that they've been using
It's the
recently.
catchphrase, but you know what? It's Major League Gaming. The people who play MLG. He plays at a game very committed, but I'm pretty sure if he played it more, he'd probably be ready. But you know what? Not everybody can afford to spend
6-8 hours a day playing a game.
A normal work schedule
playing a game
surrounding a game just to get it better.
And that's
the people that do MLG do that.
Yeah,
they do the practice. I'm just
committed.
I can't go today. I'm practicing. I gotta go play. And that's part of their job. But anyway, I hope that you guys like these videos. They were
fun to
make.
This
is the first time that I've done a crossover collaboration team up with him and his Ted Pig and his Bowser and his Boo Hat and his book and his Heavy Rain title. I thank all their cameos. They were all really good.
Eternal Darkness, and he's Ripley.
Eternal Darkness, thank you for your cameo. Not as cool as Ted Pig, because Ted Pig was on my head. But, thank you for welcoming to your home and welcoming everybody here.
So, welcome to my home, and we will see you all more in the future.
N7. Represent
Nintendo.
Team Liquid,
Team
Nintendo,
Liquid
N7. Represent. Peace out. And thanks for watching. E3. Who won it?
Nintendo.
Nintendo won it. Because,
Ted Pig says so.
Because Nintendo Land is a
boss.
AAA title. AAA. Give it the award. Watch Dogs. No. Here we go.
That was cool, man.
It's great, dude.
Yeah, my old graphics card. 2 graphics card ago this was. 2 graphics.